Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is your host, your casual dad. Today we are finishing up our wonder section for the ultimate guide to Civ 7 with our modern age wonders. So grab a drink, sit back, relax, hit that subscribe button. If you like these in-depth videos for Civ 7, don't worry. If you like some of Civ 7, we got other things coming too. Hit that like button if you like the wonders and you like building these things more than anything else. And down in the comments, make sure you leave me a comment. What is your favorite wonder? What's your favorite pair? How to use the wonder? Or you can just leave me an emoji. Let me know how you feel about everything. All right, that's good for engagement, and I appreciate it. I love it. So without further ado, let's jump in. To start us off, we have our Battersea Power Station. Of course, associated with the British. Comes in Electricity 2 or Pax Britannica 2. I probably always take Electricity 2 because it's so quick to get there. It gives you +4 production, which is kind of in the modern age, but all production is still good production. When training a naval unit, receive an additional naval unit of the same type, and it has to be adjacent to water. This essentially is the Venetian Arsenal from Civ 6, and it is strong. Now, Civ 6, I don't know if this is intended or not. In Civ 6, you only got the additional unit from that city. It used to be not, but they changed it where it's only that city. So far, I've done Battersea 3 times, I think. And every time when I build, because it is very specific, when training, so training/building, buying does not count. I test that. But it seems to work in any city that when you train a naval unit, you get a second one for free. Super powerful, especially if you're playing on those islands, as we've talked about with some of the other wonders from other ages. It can just lead to an easy, complete map domination. So, check it out. Try it out for yourself. Next up, we have the Budhanath from Nepal, unlocked at Nationalism or Singha Dubar. You get 4 influence, and you increase your relationships with all other leaders by 20. Has to be on a tropical tile adjacent to a mountain. This one is kind of to me. Again, in the modern age, +4 influence, not that great. And here's why. Just for example, open borders is something like 80 influence, right? Or getting an independent people to be friends, that scales up to like over 300 influence. So everything inflates in the modern age. So that +4 doesn't do a whole lot. And then increase your relationship with all other leaders by 20. It's unclear, and I haven't seen it work where it gives a baseline of +20 in everybody. Now, if it was a baseline, instead of going back to 0, it would bump everybody up by 20, and then it would kind of over time drift towards 20 as your set point. Worth it. But how it is right now, especially with how hard it is to place, I might only be building this to check off the box that I've built it as Nepal. Other than that, I'm probably not building this. It just doesn't seem worth it when there's so many other things to do in the modern age, and by modern age, you're trying to win pretty quick because the games drag on. So I don't really like that one. Next up, Brandenburg Gate by Prussia. You get it Militarism 2 or M's Dispatch. This one I like. +6 production. Then this settlement suffers no happiness penalty for war weariness. You get +5 happiness and conquer settlements. And all it's going to do is be adjacent to a district. I really like this one when planning a complete map domination, whether from the start or you flex into it later, because that +5 happiness will help counteract the unhappiness you get from being over settlement limit. Excuse me. But don't forget, if there's a bunch of military independent people that you befriend, you can get extra settlement limits that way. So that's going to help you in your conquest. But this one's really nice. I really like this one. This one's almost good enough that you should build it no matter what, but definitely if you're going to war. I'd like to see more production. Some of these numbers, they're just too low for the modern age. They don't really help a lot. For instance, by modern age, every city of mine is going to have 100 production. Maybe 6%, 4%. It's got to have something else. So this helps. The happiness is pretty big for when you're going to war. Next up, the Qingdian Mountain Resort. I really like this one. I've built this one several times. From Qing, you get a Hegemony 2, which you should be going for. And Stabilizing Frontier. Can't speak. You get 6 gold, and then 5% culture for every other civilization with which you have a trade route with, adjacent to a mountain. So this is why I get this one, because I'm going to have trade routes with as many people as possible. And as I already told you, it seems like to me, in Civ 7, culture is lacking. Being able to generate culture, unless you're a specialized culture civ or leader, just across the board, those buildings come later. It just seems like culture is lacking, but yet there's still such a dependence on culture to unlock certain things. So I try to get this as quick as possible to help out. That really does help out. It's made me come up like 1,000 culture before, because I've already had so much other culture, maybe not 1,000, but it's definitely come up a couple hundred for sure. All right, Dogo Onsen, this one's really nice, from Meiji, Japan. You get a social question or a Bunmei Keika. So you get +4 happiness. This settlement gains 1 population upon entering a celebration. Now, there used to be a funny bug. Oh, you must go from the time of this recording. That when you built this, like people and streamers and everybody were like, don't build this. Because it was not doing it upon just this settlement. It was doing it on every settlement that you own. So every time you went to a celebration, you got a population. Now, at the time, it didn't seem so bad because the food and everything was bad, and so it was hard to get your population up. But after the 10th celebration, when you have 20 plus cities and you're having to pick the population for every city, it gets really annoying. But as it is now, this is a good one. I really like this one. Yeah, just you gotta build it next to the coast. Moving it right along. Doi Step from Siamese. You get it at Political Theory or Mandala 2. This one is really nice. I try to build this every game. You get +4 influence, +5 culture, +5 gold for every city state you're suzerain of. So not the influence, but the culture and gold is for every city state you're suzerain of. And of course, if you've been around this channel, you know I like to seize me some city states. So 10 city states, that's an extra 50 culture, 50 gold per turn. Again, I'm getting chucked up at how bad these numbers are for the modern age. If this was, even exploration age, it would be good. But modern age, like 4 influence, 50 culture, 50 gold, like that's not that great, honestly. I don't know if I'm just like accidentally min-maxing, but it just does not seem hard to have over 1,000 gold per turn and a couple thousand culture and science per turn. So like these +5s, that get you like +50. It doesn't really seem like it does a lot. Now I'll take all I can get. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather have it than not. It just, if you can, build it early, because that's gonna, if anything, it's gonna help you with your engine skyrocketing. All right, that's just what I'm saying. But it does kind of become irrelevant after a little bit. The Eiffel Tower from the French Imperial. You get it at Radio or Code Civil de Francais. You get +5 culture, +2 culture, and 2 happiness on quarters in the settlement. And so it has to be adjacent to a district. So if this is a very large settlement where you have almost no roll tiles, for whatever reason, maybe there's a lot of wonders there or whatever, this is gonna be really good in that city, really good to get your culture up and your happiness up. I like this one. I try to build this one as much as I can, and a low culture city that has a lot of quarters to help boost those numbers is the easiest way to do that. So yeah. Next up, we have the Hermitage. It comes pretty early too. It's tagged with Russia. And as always, I didn't mention at the beginning, if they're tagged with somebody, remember that country has a 30% bonus. So it's not 1,000 production for Russia, it's 700 for Russia to build. So you gotta be careful when trying to steal somebody's paired wonder. It comes available early at modernization or table of ranks. I'd go modernization, unlock it. Plus 4 culture, plus 10% culture in cities that have a great work slotted. Okay, and then has 3 great work slots itself, has to be on a turn child. See, it says in cities that have a great work slotted. If you play similar to me, where you try to end the antiquity age with all your settlements as cities, that gives you good, 5 to 7 cities go into exploration age. Those 5 to 7 cities grow and get huge. You might add on 2 or 3 more, come out with 10 cities to start the modern age. You might end up with another few, so 12, 13 cities. All of those have great work slots if you build them right. So you're looking at 13 cities, somewhere around 30 culture, 40 culture maybe, something like that per city, that now you just got 10%. So it can stack up really easy is what I'm saying. Makes it a real huge difference, especially if you're playing Catherine Russia like you should. Assuming you don't want to go to war. You become a cultural monster and makes a real natural fit for that culture victory. Now, the newest wonder they've added, the Manhattan Project, well, they haven't added it, they've changed it up a little bit. You do it to complete the ideology path, okay? And so what happens is, grants you a nuclear weapon and grants the ability to build additional nuclear weapons via the special project, and also unlocks Operation Ivy. So you do Operation Ivy to win a military victory, even though you may be losing in every other aspect of the game, or even militarily. You do that, you win. This is the one I have the biggest problem with, victory condition wise. The other ones, like, there's some ways you can hinder other people to win, but this one, it's like you can just be dead last. If there was a score like in Civ 6, you can just drop this and be like, all right, I win. I mean, I guess that's the point of a nuke. You drop a nuke and you win no matter what. That's why everybody IRL wants them. But yeah, so if you're going for that grand campaign of total map domination, unlock this, don't do Operation Ivy, and then just bomb the crap out of everybody. That'd be fine. Now, we have the Muzibu Azala Mabanga from Buganda. You get it super early at Natural History or Namubale 2. So it gives you plus 4 food flat, then plus 2 food on all lake tiles, plus 2 culture, and plus 2 happiness on all lake tiles in the settlement. So if you're playing a light heavy map, brother, go for this wonder. Has to be adjacent to lake, obviously. The culture and the happiness on lake in that settlement, that's whatever. But with the new changes of food, go for this. Put it in a newer city, maybe a city that you founded towards the end of exploration or start of modern age, and you will ramp it up to being a profitable city real quick. Next up, Oxford University. This should probably be the one that you build first. You should probably be gearing towards academics as soon as possible. The plus 4 science is okay, but you get 2 free technologies and a wildcard attribute point. All right, that is, a couple thousand science worth right there. I don't even care that they're random technologies. I'd like to pick them, but I don't even care that they're random. Just 2 free technologies, especially when you're playing on the higher level difficulties, you're already behind. If you beeline academics, then beeline Oxford University, which requires you to kind of focus and plan a little bit. Not a whole lot, but plan like, okay, I need a spot next to district in my highest production city so I can crank this thing out as soon as possible. And I need that production as high as possible. And then that wildcard attribute point, whatever game you're playing, goes right into that. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. I try to build Oxford every game also. Next we have Palacio de Bellas from Mexico. You get a Globalism 2 or Planes Politicos 2. 5 culture, 2 happiness on great works. That's pretty nice. And then 10% happiness in this settlement. That's really nice. And it has 3 artifact or great work slots. Has to be adjacent to an urban district. So if you pair this one with, say, the Eiffel Tower or the Hermitage, you're gonna get some good happiness, some good culture synergy. It's really gonna help you with your culture game, and yeah, you'll be off the races. Especially if you're playing as Mexico and you get the Hermitage, because of Mexico's government type, you're gonna be a culture beast. All right, next up we have the Red Fort from the Mughals. You get a military science or a Mansabadari. So you get +4 gold, which is acts as a fortified district, so that's really nice. You get plus 50 HP to this tile and all city centers. So I've seen the Red Fort. It's lovely IRL. This is really nice again if you're pairing it with a military victory. My brain just stopped working, flatlined if I had a monitor to it, so I apologize. If you're doing that, then obviously the fortified district is nice to fight from and has to be conquered, and then extra HP to that tile in city centers. I haven't had too many people attack my cities in the modern age, because by then I'm usually so strong militarily that they don't get to the city centers. So I'm not sure how much they have health-wise or how much this would affect, but regardless, more health is better. I take it over nothing. Especially if you're playing as Mughals, don't even worry about building it. Just buy the wonders. Finish out the Mughals real fast so that you can buy everything. This one you may have to build because it does come early with both of them, but buy the wonders of Mughals. It's so funny. I've got a short about how it's just unfair. I just bought like the Eiffel Tower and something else, and like 3 things in the same city on the same turn because I had so much gold. It was really unfair. Statue of Liberty comes a little late, but it's with America. You get it at Capitalism 2 or Wartime Manufacturing. This one is a little underwhelming. I mean, it's right in line with America, so I mean, kudos for theming it well, but 6 happiness, we've already talked about it. By this point, you get probably over 600 happiness. It's gonna be just whatever. 1% happiness, great. What is super nice is the 4 migrants, okay? And it's kind of hard to play, so you gotta get on a toast, I'm hungry, if you can't tell, on a coast tile adjacent to land, which, I mean, basically means you can't put on a 1 tile island, even though that's kind of how it is in the US. Anyways, the 4 migrants, because you can put them in that city where it spawns, or you can send them somewhere else. So that's automatic 4 expansions for rural tiles. That's automatic, 4 specialists. You can space them out to any city that you need. So that's really nice. You pair this with maybe a Harriet Tubman, who gives migrants all the time from her spying. You're gonna have some huge cities pumping out whatever it is you want to pump out. So it's pretty good. I really like it. If I have a chance to build it in, not just because I am American, but it is nice, so I try to work that in there. Next up, we have the Taj Mahal. I want to go see that one day. That beautiful piece of engineering is just fantastic. Unlocked at Nationalism 2. It gives you +5 gold and then plus 50% celebration duration. +1 wildcard attribute point has to be built on planes. Now you have to be careful. I've said this in some of my videos, maybe even my Jose video. You have to be careful, okay? You don't always want to take your attribute point that gives 50% celebration duration. You don't always want the Taj Mahal that gives the 50% celebration duration. You may be thinking, but Dad, why is that? I don't understand. Isn't that always better? Now, generally, in most cases you do. Because you want that government boost to extend longer, and that's nice. You don't want to, dip down and be irregular. And so that's fine in those cases. But what you like is you want, sometimes it's like every time you enter a celebration, something happens. Like you get cavalry units, for example, or you get a population or something. Like something happens every time you enter a celebration. Well, when you enter a celebration, how can you do that when it's 50% or twice as long, right? So when you're playing those strategies, be mindful. That's what I'm telling you this right now. You have to not take this. Don't build this. Don't take your attribute point that increases celebration length, because you still want the happiness high. Because I've done it before, where even though it's only 10 turns, every 10 turns, I've got another celebration, because my happiness in the background, if you didn't know, it stacks up. So like, let me just pull up paint to make it clear. All right. So we'll go orange, because happiness is orange. Let's get a nice big marker. Okay. So say you need 100 happiness. That's right here. All right. To enter a celebration, and you got 10 happiness per turn. So you're coming up 10 turns, you get that celebration. Okay. Well, that celebration is going to last 10 turns, right? These dotted lines are the celebration. Right. Well, while that celebration is going on, you're still accruing the happiness towards celebrations, right? So then when this celebration ends, oh look, you've already filled the meter for another celebration. So then you can start on another celebration, and you just accrue, and it just keeps going over, where you're in a non-stop celebration. Or if you want to think in Civ 6 turns, you're in a non-stop golden age. You just keep linking them together. Okay. But your mechanic is when you enter a celebration, that's what you want. You want to have short celebrations that you have all the time without stopping. Taj Mahal is going to interrupt that, so be careful. That's all I'm saying. All right, giving you some tips for it. Now let's move on. So we got the Ubudaya Mosque. Also, I'm surprised Taj Mahal is not related to one of the India civs, but whatever. The Ubudaya Mosque, where it comes on at urbanization, you get 4 happiness, but 50% to all yields on improvements in this element. Put it on wet terrain. That is nice. You have like a killer settlement going, with some bunch of really good yields next to some natural wonders or something. Oh boy. Throw that down and you're gonna be off to the races. And then it is technically a wonder. I'm not sure why they put it in here, but the World's Fair, I think it should probably be more than 3,000. Some of these are 1,500, so it's like twice as much as some of these in here. And that's how you win the culture victory. I don't know that I want the World's Fair to be considered a wonder. I think, here, just wait, just hear me out. I think the World's Fair ought to be considered a project, just like Operation Ivy is a special project here, right? Manhattan Project, whatever. That can be a wonder, no problem. But the special project, Operation Ivy, not a wonder. The World Bank, not a wonder. All the science launches, those are special projects, not wonders. This is the only win condition that's a wonder. And I get it, because it's the World's Fair, right? So my point of bringing all this up, you may see where I'm going with this, because I did it in a video when I was the Mughals. I just bought the World's Fair for a bunch of money and into the game instantly. I didn't have to build it and wait some turns. I just instantly bought it, which makes Mughals a little unfair, because if you're playing multiplayer, for instance, or against Deity, and it's just like, man, I'm not doing good, but I know I have this one strat that's going to make me win. I'm going to save all my gold. I'm going to unlock the World's Fair as soon as possible, or you could even do this with the Manhattan Project. I'm going to unlock one of those as soon as possible. I'm going to then buy it with gold and either win the game here, or then do the Operation Ivy and win the game. I would rather it be a 2-step process like with Operation Ivy. Okay, I'd rather World's Fair not be a wonder that you can buy with the Mughals. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if you take this off as not being a wonder, or it's a special kind of wonder, or what, but the Mughals need to not be able to buy this. And I don't know that the devs thought we would generate enough gold to be able to buy the World's Fair. Now, granted, for fun factor, it's absolutely awesome, and it's absolutely fun and hilarious that the Mughals can just buy wonders. I literally bought like 5 wonders on one turn. It was hilarious. But as far as like fair play, friends and stuff, I'm not sure about that. But you know what? It doesn't matter. You figure out what is fun for you and play. If your friends don't like it, then you can just have a little pack that you got to build it, because if you buy it, you automatically lose, no matter what the game says, and so do what you want. But those are the wonders for modern age. Some of them are pretty good, but most of them are just because they're baseline whatever. It doesn't do much when you're in the modern age. Again, I think this is because the devs didn't think we would scale so much into the modern age. I think, and based on their talks, they're hoping we would have. Let's go back to paint. I like paint. I'm a visual person. The devs seem to hope that we had something like our scaling was something like this, or even better yet. So we kind of go, and towards the end of the age, we kind of blip up, age breaks, and we kind of reset. Not completely back to zero, and then we have our expiration age, and then we reset, and it takes a long time before we start scaling off, right? I think, because in general, if you look, this is in general a straight line. I think that's what they were hoping. But what we got instead was we come along and we take off. And then we start here and we take off. And then we get to the modern age and we take off. So what we have in general is this really big exponential curve. Of course, not to scale or anything like that. Don't judge me on my art style. Just to drive a point home. This is how a lot of people are scaling even without trying, right? And I don't think the devs thought that way. I think the devs thought we would do more of like this, reset at the age, this. Okay, this is really up here, so don't get confused, okay? And then that means overall, we're just kind of on this flat trajectory, not on this exponential, power curve to the moon, okay? That's all I'm saying. So that's what I have a problem with. I don't think it's playing very well. Maybe they'll update it. Maybe they have, and I haven't realized it. Maybe this scales with age, and I don't realize it because I am one of those that, without even trying, I've scaled to the moon. And yeah. But anyways, that is the modern age wonders for Civ 7. And make sure you pick the ones that help you out. If at least you do anything, build your own Civilizations Wonder. Get that experience point. Unlock the unlocks for having built your own country's wonder. And unlock those mementos with using the experience points. Anyways, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. This has been your Casual Dad. We've been going over a deep dive to Civ 7 with your ultimate guide. Click up here in the top left if you want to see the last video on the exploration age wonders. Click down here for the playlist for all of the Civ 7 ultimate guides. It'll help you out. Pick which one you need to know something about. But other than that, guys, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Make sure you hit those like buttons. If you like this little explanation, comment down below. Again, what is your favorite wonder or wonder combo? And hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more Civ 7 guides, other guides, strategy games, 4X games. You know the drill. I love you guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.